Hello again. So on this next slide, we are going to speak about what the start part of the program means. So we've already seen that the stop means to go from being a spectator or a tourist in the entire digital economy to being a participant. And as a participant, we normally know that when we go watch a game, we have to pay to go to the game. But what is the participant or the player doing? He's like, he has a life that's full of results and full of way more, if we want to call it, reward for what he does. But now, what we want to tell you is that we can go from spectators to players or participants in a very simple manner. And JC and myself consider ourselves now that we're participants of the digital economy. We're not only spectators. It used to be where we just saw people having success, or we saw people claiming that they would get these and these results. Now we're players, now we're participants. And now what we're trying to do is just to show you in a very relaxed environment, so that you don't feel any pressure whatsoever, that you don't feel like you've made an investment that maybe you think you're not going to get back, or that you feel that you've gotten into something that you, once you go through the door, don't like. At that point in time, you're free to say, I don't want to continue, and that's okay with us. We are sure that once, if you give this a good chance, if you come into this with an open mind, and when you start to see what is possible and what other people have done.
This is Raul. So speaking about what's possible, in today's video, we're going to insert a little section here where it's very important to see the sequence of events. For example, Jay Kubisak and Stuart Ross have been doing this activity for 7 years. They're very successful in what they do. They're very passionate about sharing it with other people, and their passion has been coming in such a strong manner at the beginning of our journey that now JC and myself have started to build our own passion. And our own passion is focused on to the point where we're starting our own academy. As you can see here, we have the Catalyst Academy. And like we've said in the past, in some communications we've had, we believe that a catalyst is very important to come into our lives. It would be like a wake-up call. It would be like an event that tells us that we need to start doing things a little bit different. So the Stop and Start program is a program that's going to give you access to all the tools and the platform in its entirety of the SFM and the DEA. It's going to put you in a position after 90 days where you're going to say, this is for me or this is not for me. But the important thing is that we're not going to say this is for me or this is not for me based just on a little bit of information or however much information you have available to this point. So the purpose of all this is so that it's a dual purpose, because the first purpose is for us to share with you what we have discovered and what we're learning and what we're progressing on. That's step number one. Step number two is that now that we've started our academy, JC and myself are looking for partnerships, joint ventures with you guys, to where after you've completed your course, if you feel that this is for you, or if you feel that you can partner with us to power this academy and bring it to the world, we are going to be very interested in working not only in the transfer of knowledge and tools with you, but also in the interactions that we have, so that both you guys and us can see if in any way we can develop a partnership. Partnerships nowadays online are very interesting because they are not the typical, let's just say, partnerships that are done in the traditional world. I mean, in the online world, if you have a little bit of overlap in your activities or in your goals or in your vision, I mean, you can create programs with in a joint venture manner with people, and both groups or both individuals can have different businesses, and they're just sharing a little bit of their knowledge, vision, and input on a program that's a common denominator. And there's people doing partnerships in many, many different ways. That is part of what is being taught to us in the academy. That is part of how people now leverage the association of people around the globe with different ideas, different programs, and different ways of doing business and of working in a very smart manner. Because working online is very smart. You can do it at any moment. You can do it from anywhere. And as we've seen, nowadays, tools permit, as long as you have a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection, you're in business, you open your laptop and you can start working from a coffee shop, from an airport, from your own home, from a vacation. So this is very powerful. So what we've decided to do is bring a testimonial from a student that is a current student, but I mean, he joined the academy 2 years ago. So now we have the whole spectrum. You've seen how Stuart and Jay have evolved. This is a case of a student that, you know, has been doing the academy techniques, tools, and teachings for, and including his own input, as he's going to explain in his video, for 2 years. And then you have JC and myself, which have 6 months in the academy. And then you have yourself, which is just exploring this opportunity. So this is very interesting to see as a sequence, and we're presenting it to you, and we hope you enjoy the testimonial you're about to hear next. So let's continue with the presentation. Thank you.
Stuart, hope everything's going well, my friend. Stuart, I've been wanting to do this for months, and I just keep forgetting or passing it by. I don't know, but I just keep putting it off. So I want to do it right now. I'm getting ready to walk into a client's office, but I was reflecting on everything that's happened over the last year, and it's been an amazing ride. And since I started my DEA SFM business, I've actually transferred the skills that I learned there and started my own digital agency that's in my local market. And brother, we are killing it. I mean, we are on schedule to do more than I ever dreamed possible, especially for my first year. So man, I just wanted to send this to you, say thank you. I appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate everything that Jay does. And man, your team is outstanding. They're always there. You know, I want to thank you for the skills that you taught me that I was able to transfer into use in this digital agency. But one of the other things that I wanted to thank you for is the community that you guys have put together. The people that I'm able to reach out to around the world and consult with and bounce ideas off of and get support from has been absolutely amazing. So brother, I'm here to say thank you very much for the way that you have impacted my life. You, Jay, and your team have done some amazing things for me, and I just wanted to say thank you. Keep it up, and I'm in for the long haul. Look forward to working with you more. You're hanging with us, and I will talk to you later.
With all these systems and all these trainings, you will find, first of all, that is extremely simple. Second of all, you're going to learn that a lot of new things are going to start flourishing from inside of you. So in other words, once you start using these mechanisms that we're going to see right now, you will see how new ideas and how new possibilities are going to start popping in your head, in your system, and you're going to become passionate about something that you specifically are here in this world for, and you're going to start finding your purpose or your why. And we're going to get into all of that once you're inside, because those are concepts. I'm already kind of mentioning some key concepts that are part of the teachings and part of the things we're going to be sharing with you, the Academy and ourselves. So the start part of the program, what it means that all this starts with self-development, or what's called as personal development or self-help. And what that means, if you go online and check this out, I mean, there's numerous people that develop certain areas of personal development. And what they have is they have what they call secrets or formulas. But when you start to see all those things, I mean, like I was just talking to a friend not too long ago today earlier, and he's a very good friend of mine. And I was telling him how we in the Academy were taught about the law of giving and receiving, and how if you give, there's a universal law that is gonna work so that you receive. So it's a proportional thing. And for example, we know the law of gravity, like an object, we let it go of the object and it falls. So in the same manner, in the universe, there's a lot of laws that I didn't know, and that they are explained within personal development in this process. That is very important, and that is the foundation, so that you start thinking in a different manner. So you're able to grow yourself and pursue higher goals. In order to get more success, people need to have higher goals. How can you attain more if your goals are still low? That's the same case that JC and myself experienced. We're setting higher goals for ourselves, so that means we're taking different actions. And part of today's video is for you to think about this over the weekend. And by Monday, say, I'm taking this 90-day opportunity, and I will go into it with an open mind, knowing that I don't have basically nothing to lose, because I'm not committing money, I'm not committing an entrance to a place where I cannot leave if I want. You're free to go in, you're free to come out. But what we can tell you is that JC and myself are gonna make this experience as best as we can make it for you. And also the Academy does that job itself. All the materials are there, and they can be watched at your pace, they can be seen at your pace, and you're just gonna start to see that this is actually a simple process. Now, it might seem complicated, if somebody explains it to you very quickly, but if you go step by step, and let's say this step was not very clear, you go back and you watch it again. A lot of the materials, most of them are in video. So you can watch the video on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. You can listen to it at any moment that you want. And this information is gonna start sinking in your brain, in your system. And you're gonna start realizing that things are totally different in the digital economy than what you thought they were. So that's the S, self-development, personal development. Step number 2 on the START program is tools. And with tools, what I mean is digital tools. We're gonna show you all the variety of digital tools that exist. For example, email is one of them only. But Now there's special platforms that do emailing in an automatic fashion, and that they have many more features than a Hotmail or a Gmail or a Yahoo. So all these tools are going to be explained to you too. All those put together, it's a machine that works day and night for you. And you can use this machine for any kind of endeavor, whether it's a passion that you have, a hobby that you have, or a piece of knowledge that you have or experience that you want to bring out to the world. And that's once we're going to start talking about your X and Y and Z factors. That's very important to define all that. So that's part of what we're going to talk about also once we start with this process. The letter A is advertisement, because if you don't learn how to advertise, the whole purpose of this is to establish your brand, and for you to be able to sell, well, you can sell as an affiliate, you can sell other products, which in fact, one of the products is the Academy and its products itself. But at the same time, what we're going to show you is that it is possible for you to establish your brand. And now your brand can be on digital products, physical products. You can have it on ebooks, you can have it on courses. And when we move during this video, I'll show you a little bit more of what I'm talking about. So the R stands for relationships. So relationships are the fact that you're not going to look at customers or prospects as just numbers or individuals or this, that, and the other. You're going to establish a relationship with those prospects. And the process that the SFM has is called list building. That is a process in which you establish a relationship with people all over the world. And what happens is that those people are gonna, first of all, know you. They might like you, and then they're gonna trust you. So what happens is that, for example, in my case, I didn't know Stuart Ross, I didn't know Jay Kubisak, the same as my cousin JC, he didn't know them. But what happened? We met them online. We knew them. So we started to know them. Then we started to like them. And then we started to trust them. And why did we trust them? Because they're legitimate. They are very dedicated to the people that subscribe to them. And they have great products to offer. So that's what we're doing here ourselves at the same time and in the same manner that they did that with us. We're passing that on to you. And what we want to accomplish is this, is that the fulfillment that as a person we feel when somebody else gets to know something that they didn't know and gets to succeed in a way that maybe the person did not see or could not see by not having a wake-up call or having a catalyst element that comes into their life and just makes them flourish. The Catalyst program was something that we're developing right now, and you've seen it, how a catalyst comes in and it just makes something totally different. And it's just a small little element that comes into a certain reality, and then that reality explodes in success, it explodes in results that are seen so quickly. So that's what the A stands for. Now, the A and the R, is for advertisement and for relationships. So that's building relationships online. And I'm just gonna add there at the end, I'm gonna mention that there's also face-to-face relationships that have happened within the Academy. So the T stands for throttle. And we are all familiar with throttle. Like in our cars, we push the accelerator and we go faster. So the digital economy has that advantage. And that is that you can scale up very easily. If you find something that works, you double it or triple it. If you find something that doesn't work, you turn it off. So this is very versatile. So the idea is to push the throttle in the things that are working and to just turn off the things that are not working. At work, we can't do that. Like at work is very difficult if, for example, somebody wants to make double the salary that he's making right now. This person might have to go to school and study for 4 years and not have income for 4 years, or study at night, and it's going to take a long time. Online, let me tell you, doubling or tripling something is a click away. You click on something and you triple it, and it's done. Like, that's it. So we're talking seconds to change something once you know how it works. It's the same as you go into your bank account online and setting up an automated transfer every month to your savings account for example, $50. Once you set it up, it works at the end of the month or at the date that you establish. The transaction is done, whether you're awake or whether you're sleeping. Now, if you want to transfer 100 instead of 50, you go in there and you type 100 where you had a 50 before, and the next day, $100 get transferred. So the digital world is like that in all respects. And it is very important for us to understand that, because if we want growth that is fast and potentially very fast, this is the industry that is taking off right now, and that will be the industry of the future. Whomever doesn't know this new language and this new way of working, let me tell you, I don't want to play doom and gloom, but what I'm saying is that we're already seeing that the job market is down. In my case, I'm underemployed right now, meaning that in my line of work, I'm getting paid 1/3 of what I was making before. That meant that I had to downsize my family, where we live, what we aspire to do. So in searching for opportunities, I found Stuart Ross and Jay Kubisak, and they have shown me so much, but so much in 4 months, that it's just really, really incredible. So I want to insist on the throttle part, because that is where you scale and that is where you leverage, and you're able to do more with less. So that is this part of the video. We'll see you on the next slide.